Once upon a time, long ago, there was a poor woodcutter who lived near a big forest. Every day he went into the forest to cut wood so he and his wife could eat. One morning, his wife packed his bag with some bread and a drink, and he walked deep into the forest. He had chosen a huge old oak tree. He looked at it and thought, "If I cut this tree, I will get a lot of wood." He lifted his axe high to hit the tree. Suddenly, he heard a tiny, sad voice. "Please, don't cut this tree." He looked around in surprise, and there, in front of him, stood a little fairy. She begged him again. "Please, spare this tree. Don't cut it down." The woodcutter was so shocked he couldn't speak. Then at last he said, "All right, I won't cut it." The fairy smiled and said, "You have done better for yourself than you know. To thank you, I will give you 3 wishes. The next 3 things you wish for will come true." Before he could say anything, she disappeared. The woodcutter picked up his bag and walked home, his head full of the strange thing that had happened. The walk was long, and he became very tired. When he reached home, he sat down by the fire. Suddenly, he felt very hungry, even though it was not time for dinner yet. He called to his wife. "Do we have anything to eat?" "Not yet," she said. "Dinner is in a couple of hours." The woodcutter sighed and without thinking said, "I wish I had a big, tasty black sausage right here in front of me." At once he heard clatter, clatter, rustle, rustle. Down the chimney dropped the long, delicious black sausage right onto the table. The woodcutter stared. His wife stared even more. "What is this?" she cried. Then he remembered the fairy. He told his wife the whole story, how he had spared the tree, and how the fairy had given him 3 wishes. When he finished, his wife shouted, "You foolish man! You wasted the first wish on a sausage! We could have wished for money, a big house, new clothes. I'm so angry, I wish that sausage was stuck to your nose." Before she even finished speaking, pop! The long black sausage was hanging from the woodcutter's nose. He pulled and pulled. It didn't move. She pulled and pulled. It still didn't move. They pulled together until his nose hurt badly, but the sausage stayed stuck. The woodcutter groaned. "What are we going to do now?" His wife looked at him and said more quietly, "Well, it doesn't look too bad." They both understood. If they left the sausage on his nose, they still had 1 wish left. They could use that last wish for gold, or a fine house, or anything they wanted. But the woodcutter knew he could not live all his life with a big sausage on his face. So very quickly, he used the 3rd wish. "I wish the sausage would come off my nose." At once, the sausage fell onto the table. Their 3 wishes were gone. They were still poor. They had no golden coach, no big house, no fine clothes. But that night, they ate the best sausage dinner anyone had ever seen. And after that day, they learned 2 big lessons. Never wish in anger. Always think before you speak. You might be using your one and only wish.